Cattail Hill, just over there. I've never been on it before. It's a weird one on Trail Forks because like sometimes I can see it on the list of trails and sometimes I can't. I also thought once that there was a video up for it, not from the very beginning I don't think, but it was from I think a couple years back, and I can't see it anymore. I don't know if it's because I can see it on the desktop and not the mobile, but anyway, gonna try it out today for the first time. Helmet cam, padded up. I got a new wheel, new front wheel, because I busted that when I was in Beaver Mines. My hub was just destroyed. So anyway,
we are infinite.
Alright, so I've busted a chain once before on a trail, and I didn't have a tool or a chain link with me that day, so it sucked. And I didn't have to pedal home, well, not pedal, but I didn't have to like push myself home, walk it home, but to a vehicle. And this time I'm down here and need to make the climb back up to the city, and I'm pretty far from home, so I do have a park tool now, bike tool, and I do have a chain link, a master link, if you will, so a power link, whatever. So here is the offending bit of chain, and yeah, I'm just gonna give it a shot. I keep wanting to watch like videos of simple bike repair so that when I'm out and about I know what to do without having to look it up, because in some places I might have crappy service, but luckily here I have decent okay service, so I gotta look up a video again and see how to do this right. I was worried about my new rim. I was like, oh, my new wheel, new rims, whatever. It's always great to have new stuff, but I always get paranoid that whatever, but it worked really well. But then my chain snapped, so cool. Well, this is gonna be a sucky ride home, even if all does go smoothly. It took way too long to do that. It's like a 5-minute fix, and I think I know how to do it now and thread my chain into the rear derailleur properly and stuff. I think. But yeah, got my master link on there. I was just like watching videos for too long, and some of them were like kind of contradicting, and so it was confusing. And I think it's like a pretty simple, intuitive thing that I just made too complicated by trying to make sure I do it right, because I've never done it before. But yeah, I think I'm good to go. I kind of rode up and down here just a little bit, and now I'm going to make my ascent back up to the city. However, some of my gears are bunged, and that's the thing. I was in like 2.4, 2.3, 2.5 and it started like being weird to me, and then it broke. Like, it's a thing that's happened before where it like you'll just be going along and it's like it's not where it's supposed to be, and it's like in between two places, and it like all of a sudden will like drop into a gear and whatever else. I've had shifting problems with the bike many times, and they did some stuff last time that seemed to fix it, but right now maybe not so much. So we'll see how my ride home goes. So I thought that I routed or threaded my chain through the rear derailleur correctly yesterday, and I guess I did it wrong. It got me home, but it was like making a weird clicking sound, and then I lubed my chain and like ran through the gears and stuff, and it was like, something's not right here. So I asked my friend about it, and he's in a different province, so he walked me through it through Snapchat anyway as best he could, and then I think I did it right, and then I don't know, when I was messing around something happened, and so he told me to like move. I wish I had three arms for lots of reasons, but yeah, he told me to like move the barrel of the shifting cable to like change the thing with the front derailleur, because then what happened was that, you probably don't care about this, but my chain was like touching a metal part when I was in certain gears, and that's not cool. And I've been working on it for like an hour and a half, and I think I finally got it. I really hate bike maintenance. I hate maintenance of any kind unless I'm like really familiar with it. But then like, how am I supposed to get familiar with it unless I spend an hour at home or an hour and a half at home like screwing up? That's better than like not knowing what I'm doing trailside. Like, I'm glad that I'm fixing it here at home, but it's still just like, man, I have other things I want to do. It's kind of like painting. Like, I love abstract painting and I hate printmaking, and part of the reason is because I suck at drawing, but also part of the reason is because printmaking is like all set up. It's like, you know, an hour sometimes. It depends on what you're doing, like screen printing or whatever. You have to think about the layers and what order they're going to go in, and like make things kind of precise. And I just want to paint, man. That's what I want to do. And it's kind of like that with biking. It's like, I just want to bike. I don't want to have to like maintenance my bike. Like, I mean, I do, and some things, because I get used to it, I don't really complain about that much, but also it's just like, hey, well, it's going to take me like a half an hour to get ready for a bike ride sometimes, because I got to put on all the gear. I got to make sure that, I got to pump up my tires. I got to like adjust and make sure that they're still like centered where I want them and everything else, because sometimes that happens, like they move, and then whatever, and then eventually get myself going. But extra maintenance, I mean, then like lubing my chain and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I got to do that every other ride and whatever. It's annoying, but I got to do it. But then just trying to like fix problems myself is better, because I save money, but it's also just like, it's not intuitive for me to do. And videos only help me so much, because like I can't ask the videos questions, and they're working on bikes that aren't exactly the same as mine with the same parts and everything else. And if it's like, wait a second, mine doesn't have that, or mine doesn't do that, or whatever, then it's a mess, which is why I like in-person instruction best. So I was thinking about having this as a conversation, but thought that'd be silly because I don't think it would go very long, or this wouldn't be a huge point to it. But I do feel as though I may have, that's a weird phrase, I may have stumbled into the 5 stages of grief. It wasn't like, it wasn't some crazy idea that I've been grieving. I know that I have. Loss of multiple relationships at once that were different kinds of relationships, and a whole bunch of other crap going on with it. So, that's not a new idea, but I mean the 5 stages of grief, or any stages of grief, aren't a new idea to me either. Just wasn't really something I subscribed to that much, and I think that, I mean, I don't think that my like stages of grief are going in like a particular order that, is recognized by the official like 5 stages of grief and stuff. Yeah, it seems to be a little out of order in comparison with that, and that's okay, because I'm not, a robot that can just like do things in the way that people say things happen in. But I am starting to feel anger, and I guess that's what I wanted to talk about, because I don't know if that's fitting in. It's like, oh, it's a stage of grief. Like, anger is definitely not new to me. However, it's something that has been pretty much pushed out for the last year and a bit. And before that, I was consciously trying to work on my anger to cope with things better and deal with people and myself better by not having anger be a part of that, and understanding and realizing that my pain, you know, that my pain is a reflection of, well, no, that anger is a reflection of pain, put it that way, and that I can be more direct in communication about my pain rather than being this angry at maybe a person who is causing me pain, and communicate effectively to say, what you're doing hurts my feelings, or it hurts me, and yeah, I don't need to be angry about that. I can just tell you, like, I don't like that you're doing this thing to me because it hurts. So that's something that I've been working on, but, you know, the past year and a bit, I felt like I wasn't allowed to feel anger in any type of way, and it was really imbalanced, and especially the last 6 months, it's been really, really imbalanced to the point of, like, it's just been sad, just sad, 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 and anger hasn't really been there, you know? And I feel its way coming back now, and I wonder if that, much like I talked about in a conversation a couple weeks back, about disassociating being like a coping mechanism for my sadness, because the sads just got to be too sad, that I think anger is also a part of that. I think anger has come back in, and now at least it's something that I'm analyzing, and therefore, beforehand I just felt it and that was it. But now, analyzing it can help me to balance it, to recognize what's happening, to think about what's happening, and not just accept it as, well, yeah, of course, I'm angry and that's okay. Like, I think it is okay right now in this scenario. I think that it's justified. I think that the only thing that will help me to not be angry in cases such as these, where I have been mistreated or slighted, other things, that if I were holding anger towards a person, the only thing I can do is forgive, and there's no way in hell I'm ready for that. And that, you know, that's just an admission that I just need to throw out there, that I think the only thing that, like, I mean, how, like, there's some people that you just, I don't, being frustrated is one thing, being angry to the point of maybe hatred or bitterness, an anger that you hold on to, that you feel a lot, I don't think that is necessary as a part of an emotional balance. So if I feel like if I think that I'm feeling some of that right now, and I'm being like, it's okay right now, I think it's just because it's helping me, because just not really a choice, but I overcompensated feeling anger with sadness to express pain, or to feel pain in that kind of way, and that isn't really helpful right now for me. I mean, that is helpful right now for me, but it won't be long term, and that forgiveness is really the only way to get past that. And just being real, I'm very far away, I feel very far away from allowing myself to even entertain the idea of forgiveness. So I'm just riding over to a K2 trail, and by the college here, I saw this sign that I've never seen before. Beware dangerous hawks in area. Hawks nesting in this area have been swooping passersby. And yeah, that's cool. Makes me want to put my helmet back on, so let's do that. And let's hope they don't try to take my GoPro away. So I'm over here by the college. I'm gonna go down K2, and then I'm gonna do up and over. It's not like the funnest trail ever, but I want to test out my shifting stuff that I tried to fix yesterday that I'm probably still gonna have to take in so they can be more fine-tuned. I wanted to do some climbing, and I didn't really feel like having some possible shifting issues while on like Cliff's Edge by doing something like 6 Mile, which is way more familiar, and I think it's more fun and more direct, whereas Up and Over will take longer, it's harder climbing, and I'm not as familiar with it because I've only done it twice, maybe 3 times, but that's what I felt like doing today, so that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, I guess we'll go from there. It is smoky, so that's gonna sting my lungs, but I'm prepared for the ride I'm gonna do today. Unlike last time, I gotta stop looking around while I talk because you lose the audio. Anyway, I'm also not wearing pads today. That's another thing. I was like, oh, let's just not wear pads, which is another reason to not do 6 Mile, because I have more chance of getting wrecked on there than I do on Up and Over. So let's hope K2 goes well, and then the rest should be hard but not as risky. So let's get it. So much for trying to make these climbs. I can't get into 1-1, and I really needed it at like 2 points there. 1-2 is as much as I can go. It won't go into 1-1 at all, and it just does that thing where it makes the noises like it's popping in and out of gears, and just won't go into 1-1. So that sucks. But I guess I need it looked at. Saw that coming and almost got wrecked. Forgot about that. So I guess I'm gonna paint this landscape, and now I'm having second thoughts about it. I know that I want to do some cool stuff with it, but also I'm like, this picture is way more appealing than I think it will be as a painting. So like I said, I'm having second thoughts about it. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to keep working on the drawing and we'll see. Because I really like the composition of this, and I like what I'm going to do with it here and play with the colors and stuff. But I'm wondering, like, man, this composition is just maybe not going to be super appealing as a painting. These are backgrounds for some these are backgrounds for some portraits that I want to do. Those are a little more straightforward, so I'm not really in a position where I think I'm like, oh, I'm reconsidering. They're going to be a little more emotional portraits than I've really done before. So I don't know. I feel a pull to do them. Like it's necessary for me to put some stuff away emotionally, and by doing them. So I'm happy with the backgrounds, and yeah, this we'll see what happens with this. However, I think that's all I got for this week. My bike is in the shop right now. They're looking at some shifting issues again. There is one. No, there's no trail videos for this week. I didn't go do anything new. No, there's one. There's one that was Cattail Hill. It's a pretty okay trail. I'm excited to do it again sometime with the chest cam. It's a fun little trail. And then there is a conversation about solipsism, and that's it for the week. When I get depending on what time I get my bike back tomorrow, there is a trail I really want to go. Again, it'll be a newer one for me, and then it connects to Up and Over, so that'll be cool. I want to ride Up and Over again as well. That'll be fun. But anyway, that's it for the vlog. We will see you on another time. Oh, and yes, I'm still waiting on news from Edmonton. I'm not sure yet what's happening there, so we'll see.